Why on earth would anyone want to hunt an animal known as the Black Death or the Widowmaker? Probably for those very reasons.
So you tell me.
Shoot and shoot again and shoot again.
That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know.
It's a hunt that tests skill and character, and it's something we've just been told we'll be doing on this trip to Mozambique.
This is a different league. This is a different league. This is just mental.
Buffalo hunts have the potential to go very wrong very quickly. One famous Zimbabwean hunter told us, after you take a shot at a buffalo, one of you is going to die. To prevent this from happening, sitting between us and a 1-ton firework with sharp horns will be the new Sako 100 in 375, an aim point, the new copper powerhead blade bullets, and Paul. Now, as Paul has only had the rifle for a few days and the only animal we've shot with this blade is a Liechtenstein hartebeest, there's a lot to get our heads around.
After talking to Manuel about the bullets, he said, we should try one of these with a buffalo. They will work well. Really? he was super keen, and instantly said, right, we should go, and we're going out, and we're going to go out and we'll look at some buffalo. We'll show you the buffalo to start with. We'll show you the big herd. I'll show you the big old boys in the herd. And we don't hunt those. We hunt old buffalo, real buffalo.
Before all this, we need to find one and take the scope off the Sako and replace it with Paul's Aimpoint H2.
There we go. A little worry there. Yeah, we bore sighted it last night, put it on and bore sighted it. New Bigatini rail. Yeah, we're going to use an aim point. So that means only one thing, David. It's going to be very close. So, which, that's what it's all about, isn't it? So, yeah, very excited, nervous. See if I can hit the box first. So he's got,
before we get eaten alive.
Yeah, a lot of flies, isn't there? So, yeah, okay. Let's do this. Low.
You missed the box completely.
No, I didn't.
Now the shot is on the window.
Once happy, we have quite a drive ahead of us. We're heading to the other side of the hunting area. As it is 300,000 hectares, we're going to be in the saddle for a while. Our host, Manuel, has created 800 kilometres of track here over the past 18 years, all by hand. He hasn't been in this particular area this season, so sometimes the track needs a little clearing.
He's watched on your film.
He's got quite good action.
Has he?
Yeah. I dropped a couple in the bottom first though before I went upstairs.
Alright.
But he's done the job.
You never cut it off, did you?
No, he's kept it alive.
One detour requires the winch deployed from the Land Cruiser. It all adds to the African experience. Nearing the boundary, the main tracker spots a buffalo print. It means we need to work the track and see where it leads.
There are maggots.
Maggots, yeah.
Last night or yesterday evening. But the sun already passed here. That's why it's dry outside.
Above us, the sky shows us the fires have got a hold again and we need to make tracks. Not wildfires, but arson. Poachers use the tactic to move animals, but this is revenge. Their way of sending a message to Manuel, who is doing everything he can to stop them. More on that later.
Because of the fire, the animals changed their habits.
Yeah.
Before we could say, let's go and hunt a buffalo. and I knew where to go.
Yeah.
Now with all this destruction, we need to look for them again and to know where they are and where they are eating or drinking. Changed everything.
Yeah.
But they are here.
Yeah. I suppose that all the animals have moved, haven't they? Away from the fire or where the food is, or...
They are not afraid of fire, but they don't live where there's no food.
Okay, yeah.
No way.
So basically caught in the middle of a fire, and we just reversed back into the wind, so the wind's behind us now, so and that's all burnt behind us, so I feel it's more scary a buffalo than this. Oh my God. Look out.
You're gonna give him another go, are we?
You're not going to be able to put them out, Manuel. Non vas conseguir apagar.
Good effort there.
Fire behind, isn't that fire behind? We did a little joke on the way through. We went through where the first little fire, and obviously the flames were this high, smoke was billowing. We were like, oh, we'll be able to tell a little bit of a story about this. You know, we got trapped in a forest fire. And then, of course, when we got up to here, we went through another big load of smoke, and then a bit of a fire, and then we got to the, and then we were like in the middle, engulfed in thick white smoke and crackling, as you can hear now, crackling of the flames. And I see Mr. Wright panic a little bit. He's a little bit panicky.
I think with due cause, to be honest.
I was panicky, I'm not lying. I had the full PPE on. I couldn't see. So yeah, no, it's but it's when you see the boys do it all the time, laughing and thinking it's funny. I mean, you know, I think they like danger anyway. They like a bit of danger. So to these, yeah, they're used to it.
They're used to nature, aren't they? They just understand it.
Yeah, and this is not. We're not talking like a little forest fire you get in the UK. This is immense. I can't wait to say
It's just half, isn't it?
it was thousands of hectares. It's not like a few acres. This is thousands of hectares burning, as you can see behind like this. Obviously, some areas are worse than others, but where it's thicker grass. But I mean, the trees won't die. Basically, all the shoots will come back again once they have a rain or a bit of moisture. But yeah, it's a way, I suppose, the place regenerates itself, but I think that in all accounts it's actually not from natural causes. This is from some wrongdoing, so not good really. That was quite scary, wasn't it?
Yeah. Time and time again we have to stop, wait, then drive through another front edge of fire. With the animals displaced, our buffalo hunt will be even harder. The following morning, a blanket is laid on our seat to reduce the buttock bashing. It's going to be another long drive. After 3 hours, a hoofprint in the sand close to a riverbed gets trackers working.
Get the rifle. And the bullet.
Looks like we're about to start hunting a Mozambique buffalo.
This buffalo is an old buffalo.
Yeah.
We know that is a buffalo to
take out.
To take out.
Yeah, perfect. Fingers crossed. And we're
Now you are gonna see what is real hunt.
yeah.
Now for the first time, we start to hunt. In the middle of elephants and buffaloes.
Really?
Following a
Single.
track of a single buffalo.
Single buffalo.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of tracks here as well.
Very good. There's a lot of tracks.
Yeah,
But the one we want is that one.
yeah. And they'll pick that out all the way through that a whole lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're saying if the buffalo's laid in the shade, he gets up and moves out, clear shot, he'll say shoot, shoot. And I got to take the shot. And he said, obviously, front end, heart, lungs, get a good one in it, and then keep going. So, luckily, takes 5. But hopefully won't need 5, but
The anticipation's all part of it, isn't it, for this thing?
yeah, it's massive. Like I said, I'm actually pleased it's today. Yesterday I just wasn't feeling quite, I don't know if it was what it was, maybe the bit of the travelling, fair travel here. But today I feel like a bit more alert, and I think my advice is on this game, if you're not alert, don't play, because you know the result's obviously death. You know, so. But I got a gun, you got a camera. I'm sort of like ready for action, and they're away. They're keen, so let's go.
Now, unless you have witnessed the incredible skills of an African tracker, it is difficult to explain just how extraordinary their abilities are.
2 guys out the front, Manuel tracking with them behind. Then when they lose the track, it's like guy comes from the back, round, and then starburst, find the track again, find it, back to their formation again. Yeah, great thing. I better keep up.
From soft sand to leaf litter to grass, they are able to single out our bull. It's difficult not to suspect that this is all choreographed, but there is just no way. After 2 hours of following tracks, something throws them.
We met another one. Oh, now there are 2.
Nuggets of information paint a picture.
Scratching. On the other side, the buffalo was scratching the body. Okay.
We have a sense of how this wild animal is living out its day, minutes or maybe hours ahead of us.
I think we've got the thickest bit of cover here. That's everything I didn't want. He was laying down here. Okay. He's not far now. Keep laying down, so we know he's bedded somewhere. Yeah, okay. He's close. You can see the dots. One more?
Come here. Give him a hug. Here. Okay.
No more, I'm done.
Okay.
Done? Holy smoke. Thank you.
Why are you trembling?
I am trembling. He charged us.
Are you tired?
No, I'm... Oh my God. That was immense. That's not buck fever, that's pure adrenaline and...
Well done, Paul. You keep on it. You kept on it, and good for the win point.
He didn't... I recycled. I kept going. Wow. That was...
That's a buffalo.
That was... I can't speak. It's like...
Don't speak.
Wowee.
He just came crashing as if like, oh my God.
He saw us. He was looking at us.
I know, I shot and I see him just take it and just come straight at us. I thought, he's going to come. he's going to come. And he was just crashing through this like it was nothing. Thank you. Oh man. Man, oh man.
I'm so pleased because he was obscured behind the bamboo. I was hoping he was coming a bit closer so I can get a clearer shot of him. That was fast.
No, he just come through, just towered through.
Didn't care about the ball.
No, it's just like... And he was here.
If you have to feel fear, is after.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't think any. All I thought about was do it, do it, do it. That's it. Yeah. And especially on that last shot, it's like
Punch.
have it. Yeah.
Have it.
Oh man.
Come on.
I'll give you a little hug, really, David. Come on, give me a hug. I kept you alive. Hell, David, what are we doing?
He has a snare on the neck.
Really? Let's put him up, shall I?
Vamos lá levantar para cá. You see why I hate poachers?
They're just taking it off.
No, the wire's still here.
Is inside the skin. The skin closed. Here.
And that's the wire around it. And what sort of wire is this? Just like
Steel cable.
steel cable wire. Here, look, David.
We took him out of his misery.
Yes. Wow.
And he nearly
Took us.
took you out of your misery.
Is that old? Young?
Very old.
Very old.
13, 14. It's a very old buffalo.
This one out, yep.
Okay.
Oi, oi, oi.
You couldn't script that. It's going to be difficult for David to pass on what we went through for that little section here. But I think it was fantastic and it was well worth it. We are all safe and it was actually a good deed to the animal because he must have been suffering quite a bit. Manuel was saying like over a year with that snare in his neck, so must have been hell of a lot of uncomfort. You know. So yeah, in the end of the day, it was not like a young buffalo. Was old, you reckon about 14-year-old, and was in pain. So it was, yeah.
Did you feel a little bit?
Yeah, it was, of course. I thought that thing coming tumble.
If you're not, you're not alive if you didn't feel something.
Yeah,
about
of course not. You know, when you see the cane is going everywhere, and if you try to break one of those things, you need a few whacks with a machete, and that thing was just coming through there like paper, wasn't it? It was. And Mr. Childerley was just send it down the barrel. Really good on him. Good on him. Well done. Question is, would you use 100% copper, no problem in dangerous game?
If I would use this bullet to hunt, yes, I would.
It's the cameraman's handy friend.
I love that rifle. I've never shot it, but I love it.
The aim point, that is a machine for the job. 100%. For that close quarter shooting, my eye was on the buffalo, the dot. I didn't think about anything else. There was nothing else in my vision. All I could see was the dot and the buffalo. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And the last shot, it was like, obviously it was probably the last shot saloon, maybe, but you would have thought that had been on the second shot, because the second shot hit him right here. Can't even remember dropping to my knee, to be honest with you. I just went into auto mode. But the last shot, I knew the last shot, and yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, just a little bit of kit here. Yeah, brilliant.
We leave the buffalo covered in leaves and branches to keep the vultures off. And just in case you need to see it from a totally different perspective, Michael reenacts it for us.
Bullet, balas,
Ele tem coragem.
Tu?
Ele.
Ah, tem coragem, tem.
Tem coragem.
Don't tell him, though.
No, don't tell him.
Não.
No.
Se fosse outro ia fugir, claro.
Se tu dizes, depois...
I impress the trackers. I'll take
I
that.
think they're talking about me. You
No, definitely not. No, definitely not.
Estou vendo aí comida, tirar comida.
Time for a drink, Serge.
One for a drink, yes.
Just to say, 16,000 steps today.
I'm not joking, but look, when the cameraman gets that dirty, they have to work. You have to work. It's not a walk in the park, that's for sure.
What's this?
It's far from a walk in the park.
Oh man, that was hard. I think it was just under 4 hours
To get there.
to get in, and then God knows how far back. Good training.
Jesus Christ.
1 hour to get back to the truck and a further 3 hours to drive back to camp. That doesn't take into account repairing a puncture. And more fires to cope with. Quite a day.
And that's it.
This gang of guys left camp at 3 the following morning to collect our buffalo. The skinner, Omar, takes a GoPro to capture the work that goes into the extraction. For starters, they needed to create a track to it, then grallic it, and cut it into small enough pieces to get it into the Toyota.
It's crazy, Paul. Some bird, right?
While that is going on, we see the extent of the poaching problem here. This collection of snares is just from the last few months. They are made from all sorts of materials. And just to be clear, the poaching here is not for food. Manuel gives meat away for free to the community. This is about selling meat for cash, for booze, and they're killing their own people by doing it.
This is meat to sell.
To sell,
This is
not meat to survive.
No, this is the difference for
That's the
me.
differences with the poachers, is to have monetary gain with wildlife is reckless, really. It's reckless to a point that they don't care about nothing else, about the neighbors, about the population, just the cash. The cash in the end of the day.
When we take people to court, they use the snares as evidence. In 2016, they changed the law and the poaching is criminalized.
Criminalized, yeah.
And now we use all we can to put them in jail.
This is the trigger.
That's the trigger. There are no scruples on the poachers. Because the lions or the leopards sometimes come to get the animals that are trapped, they poison the meat to poison the lions and the leopards. So they dry that meat and they go and sell the meat. In the past they were using chemicals. They put them in the water when there's only a few points of water, and the animals come to drink and die. With the fish is the same. And the stomach cancer in this region of the country increased enormously. People is dying and they don't know why they died.
Next time, in our last film from Mozambique, the buffalo arrives in camp. We learn how to bait predators, Sergio hunts warthog with the sacco, and the guys get to grips with thermal. For more information about the new Sacco 100 and the Sacco Powerhead blade, go to sacco.fi. To learn about Aimpoint's red dot sights, go to aimpoint.com. And if you'd like to experience buffalo hunting Mozambique style, drop Sergio a line via his website, circoutwildharvest.com.